Well, hello everyone and welcome to the Great War Total War. The Total War mod with freaking tanks in it. This mod is amazing. It's the only Total War game, I believe, where you can get a freaking tank. So, today we have the United Kingdom going up against the German Empire, and you can hear the artillery shells going off as we speak. So, we have the Germans trying to essentially seize the English positions, but I'm sending the tanks forward to try and prevent that from happening. And over here you can see the artillery bombardment coming in, and they've absolutely just destroyed an entire howitzer there. But we still have enough heavy howitzers to do some volleys in return. Now, this mod is amazing. It is kind of buggy though, so there's like a 50% chance that when I'm recording this, it does actually crash. But since I've stopped using manual trenches, it seems to become a little bit more stable. So I would like my artillery to kind of fire a salvo in return. There we go. Firing off a few shots into the German line. But my artillery is getting absolutely hammered down there. My general very bravely standing on top of the trenches, like the classic English officers would have done. No, they would have been behind the enemy lines. Not enemy lines, behind our own lines. So, the trenches are also a little bit buggy, but we do still have a lot of men in the trenches. We've got some men pouring in here, but honestly, this is a fantastic mod. Like, here we have the tank shot. It missed, but there we go. Just the fact they have managed to get tanks in this mod is just absolutely crazy. So there we go. Took out a few troops there. Oh no, just the one. But I hear something firing. I think that might be a machine gun on the German part. I've redirected my artillery fire into the German positions here. So the Germans are going to start pouring over and going over the top. My tanks trying to hold their men at bay for as long as possible. So over here we've got the third tank. It's a Mark II mail tank. There we go, firing into the German lines. So my plan for this was to let the Germans kind of come out. The tanks I was going to try and pin them down with, and then I'd send my own troops over afterwards. Because the balance of power, as you can see, is in the Germans' favour. And they have absolutely destroyed my artillery. So in terms of artillery bombardments, theirs is definitely winning the day against mine. But here we have the tanks still holding the line. It's taking, I think that's machine gun fire over here. Here we have the stormtroopers. But if you'd like to see more of this kind of mod, make sure to let me know in the comments below, and I will be happy to oblige you. And if you've got any ideas of which factions you'd like to see fight each other, of course, make sure to let your voices known. There we go, still firing. I should also remember to leave. Ah, there we go. Yeah, they've absolutely annihilated my artillery. But if you'd like to check out this mod for yourself, I should remember to leave a link in the description. And if you'd like a look at it as well, make sure to give this video a like as well, because that's always very much appreciated. So, I've realised that my tanks now are just going to get absolutely hammered. So I'm sending in my rifle infantry to engage the German positions, and it looks like we're going to start taking down a few. So we've got the stormtroopers. Oh, you can see here they've actually destroyed one of our tanks. There we have it. But I've brought out my assault infantry charging forward into the fray. And I'm also bringing out the assault infantry, and I believe they're about to throw some grenades. There we go. That wasn't enough to stop the German advance, but they're engaging in hand-to-hand combat now. We'll have to see who's victorious in combat. But I think the Germans have had enough. Although they're committing their rifle infantry down on this flank too. Over on this flank, the English are winning the day. My cavalry's gone charging in to help rout the conscripts. So the conscripts have clearly had enough, and they're just routing from their positions now. Mounted infantry going for the charge. What? So soon I'll start committing everything I've got to try and rout the German positions, because as you can see, if I show you the map, their line has pretty much collapsed. They're on pretty much a full retreat. Their cavalry is going to try and come in and try and do some damage, but it would be too little too late, really. I think they just had the remains of a tank crew there. But here we go. We have the rifle infantry marching forward. Lovely moustaches going on there. I think they're going to start... Do they keep... No, they're just... Oh no, here we go. Yep, they're going to fire into the retreating German lines. So they've abandoned their positions, heading back into the trenches and withdrawing to a safer position. They do still have, though, machine gun nests, which can be very lethal. So I have to see how they get on with those. So over here, I think they're psyching themselves up for another assault. Here we go. They've had their marching orders. And pretty much everyone that I have now is now leaving the trenches, going over the top and seizing this position, seizing the momentum to go and take the German lines. So a unit of stormtroopers is trying to put up a brave fight here. But one by one they're starting to fall. And over here, they're taking a lot of fire from the SMGs, and I do try and bring my cavalry, not the SMG, sorry, the assault infantry, and I do actually try and bring my cavalry around to try and do some damage there, and I also try and give them a go to take out the artillery, but I think the cavalry is pretty much, yeah, they're incredibly depleted, and they're pretty much out of the fight, really. So they're still going to reload anyway. Over here, the machine guns have had their day. They're still manning a couple of the machine gun stations. But I think they've decided to rout as well now. Oh no, they're actually going for a chart. I'm not really sure what they're doing. I think they're just in a bit of shell shock at the minute. But we have swaves of English infantry now going over the front. So there, the cavalry has been routed now. So even the light machine guns are headed over. But they do still have their artillery, and they're now bombarding me with gas. Just to try and stop any further attacks on their lines. They're using... I presume it might be mustard gas. There we go, some more canisters going in. So I'm trying to get my men out of there as quickly as possible. But we already have men that have breached through. They're heading into the trenches now. Still firing off shots as quickly as they can. Still haven't abandoned their positions. And in fact, one of the light machine gun units is still trying to hold out and buy time for the artillery. So their general has now been routed. And that's got to be the end of the day for the Germans. Firing off a couple of token shots. Trying to avenge their general. And falling in the process. So the English have now captured all of the enemy trenches on this line. There is still one unit of sniper left. The artillery, which was causing so much devastation before, has now been utterly wiped out. They weren't able to get away in time. So the English have broken through the German trenches, have got a clear advance now. And that is the battle. So if you do want to see more of this, make sure to let me know. And until next time, everyone, I bid you a very, very good day.